Hello, everyone. Grand Rising. How's everybody doing here today? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm still riding the core beliefs train, and there's so much more I want to talk about with this. So this week, we're going to go deep into more core beliefs. Today, I want to talk about the placebo effect. Those of you who are listening on the podcast or YouTube, if you want instant access to these videos before anyone else gets them, weekly teachings, guidance, activations, one-on-one support, Q&As, please join our Quantum Creations membership community where we dive deep into these topics. We do full moon rituals and so much more. It's the best way to access me and our community and to continuously grow and learn with us. Today, as we dive into the placebo effect, I really want you to just open your mind and heart to receive all of the knowledge and wisdom that was meant for you in today's message. So let's start by putting a hand on our heart and one on our belly and taking some big deep breaths into ourselves, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good. So, the placebo effect. Last week, we talked about core beliefs and how we can't manifest if we have these core beliefs still inside of us pulling all the strings, okay? And I want you to think about what I'm teaching you today in terms of core beliefs. If you think of medical doctors, healers, coaches, even I believe musicians, creatives, all the things, what they really are, if you take away the label doctor, healer, whatever, what they are is they're changers of beliefs. Okay, I want you to think about this for a minute. Let's not say we. Many people choose to go, and I want you to know, this podcast, this message today is not about the healthcare system or politics or any of that. I'm going to use a lot of examples, but this has nothing to do with that. And it doesn't mean you should change any of your practices. It just means these are examples that will help you open your mind. So we go to, the collective chooses sometimes to go to doctors, right? Because they believe that these medical professionals, they've given them a deep importance in their lives, an importance over their body. They are seen as superior in the terms of medicine. Okay. So you go to the doctor, and I did this so many times when my kids were little. My son would get the sniffles and I would be like, I know it's just the sniffles, but I just want to go to the doctor just in case so I don't have to worry. I was giving this doctor more importance, more knowing of my own child than I as his mother did. Okay. We go to them and they tell us something and we listen, and sometimes we put a pill down our throat and sometimes that pill creates healing, right? But what if all that really is us choosing to give our beliefs to this person, hearing this person say we're going to be healed, and then we apply those beliefs within our system? When people come to me and get on my table, I work with their energy, I align their chakras. But it's only because I have the belief that it will work and they have the belief that it will work, that it works. When I was going through cancer, I distinctly remember there was a girl in the cubicle. We had these little cubicles that we'd sit and get our poison injections all day long. And there was a girl in the cubicle next to me, and I'll never forget it. She had a really rare form of cancer. All of us in this wing did. And she was accepted into this medical trial. And I remember how excited she was the moment she got accepted. And the next day, the day after the trial started, she was in chemo and we were talking, and she said probably 10 times, I know I got the placebo. I know I got the placebo and it's not going to work. And I know all of these other people got the regular pill and it's going to work and they're going to be healed. She decided, she didn't even know. Obviously, when you're in a study like that, you don't know if you got the placebo or you got the actual meds, but she made a decision that day not to heal. She made a decision that day, whether she got the placebo or not. In her mind, she was already telling herself she got the placebo and it wasn't going to work because it was a sugar pill. And that's the outcome of all of these events in our lives. We give these things so much energy. I was talking yesterday to my hairstylist about, oh man, we're going to get into some topics today about women's health and about womb control and being able to be in charge of your own body. And she was like, I really don't feel comfortable with birth control. And remember, you guys, I said this at the beginning, but I'm going to say it again for legal reasons. I am not a doctor. I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor. I'm saying I'm simply, because it wouldn't work. And this is why. If you are ingrained in the healthcare system, the only way for you to heal until you change those beliefs is by going to a doctor. So if you're still in the belief of the healthcare system, continue going to your healthcare system. The only thing I'm trying to teach here is how much power our beliefs have over our bodies, our experiences, our personal physical realities. Okay. So yesterday I'm talking to my hairstylist about birth control. And I said to her, you can tell your womb every day that you don't want to create life in the form of a human baby. You can tell your womb that. You can tell your body that I don't want to create a human child. And if you believe that you have the power over your body, and this is the thing, you have to have the deep core beliefs. Go back to last week's episode on core beliefs so that you can see how imminent they are in your mind, because it's not just about looking at your womb every day and saying, I don't want to create a child. It's knowing in your whole being that your fingers start to tingle. Your whole body knows that you have control over your body and how it works and what it produces and creates. Okay, that's the only way it works. The reason I'm talking about the healthcare system and these more pointed subjects today is because it's the easiest way I know how to explain to you how we give our beliefs over, and in turn we give our power over. Okay, so when you're looking at core beliefs, you have to know how deeply rooted they are. The placebo effect gives us evidence of how powerful our mind is in so many different forms. So many trials have been done with controls and placebos. And of course, if you don't know the term placebo, it's really just a sugar pill or a false pill. It does nothing to you. But taking that with the knowledge that you're going to get healthy versus taking the actual medicine and not knowing is how they control the outcome, right? Because the beliefs have to be behind it too. So I want you to look at the beliefs in your lives that you have ingrained as deep as these different placebo effects have on other people. The health of your body, the health of your bank account, the health of your relationships. I'm actually pretty annoyed at myself today because I've been manifesting almost instantaneously. And I've been very careful with my language. And I realized this morning how much more careful I need to be. I carry a core belief currently that I'm working through that people on Facebook are mean. I was talking to my hairstylist again yesterday, and I said to her, she was talking about something she saw, and I said, yeah, I'm really grateful I have an assistant that can go through and delete all the negative comments because people are so mean whenever I run Facebook ads. So yesterday I ran a quick Facebook ad for a 10/10 special I was doing. And I woke up this morning, my assistant's been off for 2 days. I woke up this morning to 27 hate comments under one little post. And the first thought that came to mind was, wow, you created this. Like, God damn it, Akila. And what I'm going to be doing this week is really getting to the core of finding the evidence of where I saw people were mean on social media, coming back into myself to be able to say, actually, people on social media love me and they love the content I put out. And when I run an ad, they are grateful to receive it. They are grateful for the discounted investment or the free offer or whatever that ad's running to. That's how I will go through and change that core belief. But I have to do it at a deep level, going back to the very day that that belief was formed and really teaching myself again that that's not how it has to be, right? And when we examine our beliefs and we understand the power of the psyche, it changes everything. Our thoughts aren't just thoughts. Our thoughts go deep into our psyche, deep into our consciousness, and they reverberate off every single organ, every single cell, every single blood vessel. And that's what creates our internal health and our external reality. It's the thoughts that we think. I don't know if you guys have seen those really cool new devices where you can put little, I don't even know what they're called. You can put these little stickers on plant leaves or mushrooms or nature, and it brings out the sound of that plant, right? Sounds that the normal human ear couldn't or wouldn't be able to hear. But by using this device on these plants, and what I believe is that our thoughts actually create a symphony within us, and that music, that sound, that reverberation is what tells our cells and our psyche how to produce and how to create. Right? That's how consciousness works. If you're in this group and if you're a follower of mine, then I already know that you are not this physical body, that you are consciousness that works through all of the senses in order to perceive this new reality. And that's how powerful your thoughts are. That's how powerful your beliefs are. As we move through this week, I want you to start seeing where you can give yourself your own little placebo. Okay. Maybe you get some little Tez candies and cut them in half. And every day when you eat them, tell yourself you're going to feel relaxed and have the most amazing day. Maybe look at where things are being created in your life that don't feel in resonance with you, that feel heavy or out of alignment, and start to ask yourself, where was this core belief created? And what's a new outcome that I can have on it? Whether it's physical health or financial wealth, relational health, your core beliefs are at the root of everything you're experiencing. Your conscious beliefs about it all are what create the reality that you currently live in. And honestly, you can create any kind of environment you want when you choose to change those beliefs. I'm not saying this is easy. I promise you, there's a few situations in my life right now where I'm really, where there are things in my life that are out of alignment. And instead of talking about how much I hate it all the time, I'm also noticing why it's there. And I'm making the correct changes so that I can come into alignment with what I want. It's not through shame. I'm not sitting here telling myself, you created this, you're such a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying, okay, this is what's in front of me. And it doesn't feel good. And not in uncomfortability, you know, in that really beautiful time of growth. Like, it really just doesn't feel in alignment with me. And if it doesn't feel in alignment with me, I have to trust myself enough to know that change needs to be made. And so I ask myself, what core beliefs created this situation? What did I put into play that created this reality? And am I willing to change it? I always have a choice. And then we make those changes slowly but surely. And this is the thing, a lot of people get frustrated because they don't see it instantly. And I said this in our 30-day accelerator, but if your entire brain is filled with all of the evidence of a core belief, and one day, like maybe your brain is filled with the core belief that people in the world are evil, and you've felt that way for 57 years, and you wake up one day and you're like, I want to see a good world. You have 57 years of data in your brain, of evidence in your brain that that is your reality. So waking up one day and saying the world is wonderful doesn't work overnight. You have to start looking for evidence. You have to start feeling it in your body. You have to start knowing and understand it. That's why a lot of people start to use affirmations, and it actually makes them feel like crap because they're still seeing evidence of a different world. And so their body thinks it's lying to them. We have to go nice and slow. But the cool thing is about this method of changing your core beliefs and your thought patterns is that once you get the hang of it, it does become accelerated. Like I said, I'm being very choosy with the words that come out of my mouth right now because they are manifesting almost instantaneously. But that is because literally for the last 11 years, since the moment I sat down in that chemo treatment, I have been telling myself, I have the power to change my physical body, my reality, my beliefs can do this. And slowly, I built up enough evidence to truly, purely believe that, which is why I can now create at a faster level. Fast as a lot of the people, a lot of my mentors, a lot of the people that are billionaires and millionaires and living their best optimal health life, not yet, but I know I'll get there. I can see very clearly the core beliefs that are still holding me back. And that's what this whole journey is about. You can go as fast or slow as you want to. It just depends on the amount of core beliefs you have in your system. And it starts today. So I want each of you right now to take one core belief, one thing that you've really bought into, whether it's about health, wealth, relationships, how you feel inside, what you want to experience when you walk out into the world. And I want you to focus on how it would feel. How it would feel to have total control of your body and health, how it would feel to have an overflowing bank account with more money than you could ever imagine what to do with, how it would feel to be able to interact in your relationships authentically, openly, full of love, whatever it is for you, feel it in your whole body. Visualization at this point doesn't work as well because to visualize it, you have to have some of the evidence there, right? But feeling that feeling in your body without attaching a certain outcome to it, right? We're imagining an overflow of money, not $3.3 billion. We're imagining a healthy, happy body, not a certain weight or height or whatever. We are imagining the way we want to feel and interact in our relationships, not the day we're going to get married or where exactly we're going to meet our best friend. We're noticing the feeling. And then setting that attention both when you wake up and when you go to sleep, because our dreams are powerful facilitators. It's when we get to visit other dimensions and create new realities and new worlds. So when you wake up and when you go to bed, set the intention. I want to see evidence of this core belief. And as you walk throughout the day, maybe if you're focusing on wealth, you notice opportunities to create wealth. You notice all of the things that you already have. When you're creating healthy, positive relationships, maybe you notice all of the beautiful couples walking down the street. When you are manifesting anything at all, and you look for evidence, notice how you respond to that evidence. I have clients in the past who have wanted great wealth, and then they see people with great wealth and they condemn them. They talk about how selfish and greedy they are. And I'm like, how are you going to ask for this and then condemn somebody who has it? You're canceling out your belief. They want to be healthy and fit, and they make fun of the runner running down the street at 6 o'clock in the morning. Right? Health, wealth, relationships, there's not a certain way they have to look. It's about how you feel, and it's about how you receive those frequencies when they come into your life. The placebo effect is a very real thing because us creating realities with our minds, with our thoughts, with our beliefs is a very real thing. If you believe you're going to heal, you will. If you believe you're only going to heal if that doctor tells you and gives you a prescription, then that is also your reality. If you believe that you can only have wealth from the hustle and the grind, then you will. If you believe that you can have wealth with ease and flow and flexibility, then you will. If you believe that relationships are hard and love causes suffering, it will. If you believe that love is the answer and that you are deserving and worthy now, then that is also your truth. I'm not saying it's easy. I know this is the hardest part of the manifestation journey for so many people, because your core beliefs are tied to your ego, who might not necessarily be your best friend right now. Might be a little scared of this change you're coming upon right now. But when you make the intentional decision to create a new reality for yourself, when you feel it inside your body, inside your bones, when you know it with your whole heart, it is inevitable. That yearning, that desire wouldn't be there if there wasn't truth to it. If you weren't already living it in another life, it's already yours. You have to choose what you're going to feed. It makes me think of that old Native American saying with the two wolves, the light wolf and the dark wolf. You have both within you. Which one do you choose to feed? I choose to feed the light within me. I choose to feed optimism and possibility. I choose to feed magic. My life could look very differently right now if I fed the other wolf. So today I ask you to take an inventory of your core beliefs, to really let it sink into you about how powerful the human psyche is, to really allow yourself to take power over your existence in this life, in this world, and understand the wisdom, the innate wisdom that is within your body, the innate ability that is within your body to create anew. I believe in it for me. I believe in it for you. I know the whole world has this ability. We just have to remember and access it. So as you listen today, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what came up for you. Breathing deep into everything you're experiencing here. Thank you so much for podcast and YouTube viewers. I so appreciate the support and the listens. And remember, for more access to this group, the support, Q&As, and more, click the link below to join our Quantum Creations container. I so appreciate you being here. As always, breathe deep and plan on miracles. Talk soon.